today we're pretty much going to focus on um, weapon sets, utilities, and how to use the two most important combo fields to the Guardian and a Guardian Warrior composition, which would be the Fire Field and the Light Field. You got a couple different light fields here. You got plenty of light fields. Um, the first one being if you finish the combo for the hammer, you lay down a symbol of protection. That is a light combo field. So if you all follow me, I will take you guys to the little combat simulators. I think they're over this way. See if I can turn my commander tag on. Oh hey, I can turn my commander tag on. Be a huge douche. Okay, everybody follow me.
Should have turned mine on.
Okay. So here we have the target golem. And you see, I throw down my combo here. I throw down my blast finisher, I get area retaliation. And that retaliation is gonna last 3 seconds.
Oh,
and
what a pleasant surprise.
it has a radius of 240 around me. So essentially melee range. And
Go ahead, hit me.
yep, so here's another light field. And something I'd like to know in the hammer, I'm sure a lot of you guys are familiar with the Ring of Warding ability. It doesn't say it on the tooltip, but it actually is a light combo field. So if I throw this down, and I throw it on my blast finisher, you guys are all going to get retaliation. And so it's pretty apparent that it's a light field. It even looks like a combo field, for God's sake.
DFND Ingvar joined
So
your
yes,
channel.
it is
and the cons on the
a
server.
light combo field. So if you need to stack retaliation, the hammer is fantastic. Fantastic because, you know, you can get your protection right here, you stand in your symbol, stack a little bit of protection, then you throw it on your blast finisher. Hold on, why doesn't it want to throw it on? Then you throw it on your blast finisher, you get retaliation, and you've got protection for a little bit. And then of course, if you need extra protection, you need extra retaliation, you've got shouts for that. I'm assuming a lot of people run shout builds. What's that?
When you do the, how do you figure out that you get the retaliation? Like, I understand how you're getting it, but I don't understand where you see that it's gonna give you it, where it tells you that.
Okay, so, here, I'll pop down a field. Now, throw your hammer 2 through it, and you'll see area might, right? It actually will tell you. Or you throw it on your wolf finisher, on your greatsword. See that? It pops up with that same emblem that you see on your abilities, the little like heart.
I'm confused.
Well, the only way that you're actually gonna see that print pop up on the screen is if either you threw down the combo field or you threw a finisher through someone else's combo field. So let me grab a greatsword real quick. You guys stay right there. I'm gonna grab a greatsword real quick. Because you can throw down a
Macaulay was moved
light
to
field
channel
and
PvP. Henry was
finisher.
moved to channel PvP Team 2.
Just with one weapon. And it's on a pretty short cooldown.
I mean, I see how you're getting it from, like, putting down protection or your number 5 and then using your mighty blow, but I don't see where it's telling you that you will be receiving that buff.
It's not on the tooltips.
Yeah, it doesn't expressly tell you what your combo finisher will do, it just tells you it's a combo finisher. Otherwise it would have to tell you, you know, what its cause and effect is for every single type of field.
And it's pretty systematic. Like, you throw a world finisher through everything, it's going to do some sort of AoE effect. You know, you throw a blast finisher, it usually is an AoE buff. Another one that's really good is cleansing bolts. So if you throw down the 4 on your greatsword and then you throw the 2, you're gonna remove conditions AoE. Another really good one. Exactly. If you throw down a leap finisher, it usually provides the same effect that a blast finisher would, just to you and for longer. So if you leap through a light field, okay, let's throw down a light field. Okay, if I leap through a light field, it's gonna grant me 6 seconds of retaliation versus 3. So it's gonna be longer if you use a leap finisher as opposed to a blast finisher, but the blast finisher is gonna be applying it to everybody. So if a lot of people are throwing down blast finishers, you can all stack it on each other, which is really nice. And realize that when you're stacking buffs, when you're throwing down combos, the people that are going to have priority to get it first are going to be your party members. So in that light, partying up with the right people is going to be important. So you want to make sure that your party is well balanced between whatever build you're trying to run.
What a pleasant surprise.
So everybody can get the proper buffs. When I say the proper buffs, I pretty much mean might and retaliation. So like here, hallowed ground, if you switch to that utility, you're gonna see that that is a consecration. You can trait, you put 10 in virtues, you can have 25% longer consecrations, and the cooldown will be 20% shorter. So the other nice thing about hallowed ground is it applies stability. You know, stability is going to be really good if you throw this down in the middle of a Zerg, because you'll be stacking might really fast if you're throwing down the blast finisher on your hammer. You know, and then you also have stability, so you're not getting CC'd. You know, you'll probably have more than enough condition removal to resist immobilize and stuff like that. So, and the other thing that's really nice about this is if you're running an altruistic healing build, because if you read the tooltip, it says it applies 11 stacks of stability, and that can be applied up to 5 people, so that's 55 stacks of stability. The average heal for altruistic healing is about 70. 70 times 55 is 3,800 healing. So if you're running an altruistic healing build, and a lot of those altruistic healing builds are really good at stacking might on their allies. If you're running an altruistic healing build, I highly recommend running hallowed ground. It is very, very good. Another situation.
Everybody would know what an altruistic healing build is.
Okay, so an altruistic healing build.
It feels
is
like
when-
we're not. I mean, this is the first class training.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but for those that
People
are
even
not
understand
aware,
what he's saying when he says altruistic healing build. I just want to make sure.
for those that are not aware, altruistic healing is when you receive healing for each boon that is applied to your allies. So if I pop a shout, I'm applying a boon to my allies. If I throw down a blast finisher, that's applying a boon to my allies. I don't think that blast finishers applying boons to your allies through blast finishers will give you altruistic healing. I'm not sure about that one. Don't quote me on that.
I think it might.
But nonetheless, any boons that you apply, directly onto your allies, you will receive healing for. And it doesn't scale all that well with your healing power, so I don't necessarily recommend stacking that unless you're going for a full-on support build. But yeah, so probably the next thing we should do is talk about
Is
the other
everybody
weapon sets.
keeping up with everything that's being said? If not, speak up.
Negative.
That's what I thought.
Okay. So, we covered the different weapon sets, right? We covered great swords. You can throw down the 4, pop your 2, and that's cleansing bolts, or your 5 is also cleansing bolts. And cleansing bolts will remove conditions within a small radius. I believe it's a radius of 240. So it's about melee range, about, the radius that we're all standing next to each other right here would be the radius that I could remove conditions off people, AoE. So you'll see cleansing bolts, world finisher.
I just want to throw a couple things in here.
Okay, yeah. If you want to go through the
Depending, I'm just going to speak up on the weapons for a second. Depending on what weapons you want to run, there's different traits you should be trading into. Like if you're going to do a hammer or a greatsword build, you should fully trade into the honor traits. If you're going to be running staff, you should have all 30 points in your valor traits. If you're going to be running a sword, you should be trading into radiance. Just things like that is not being covered on, you know.
Well, I didn't really get traits yet. I think what we can do is probably do that through the forums, probably post builds there, and let people kind of turn that over in their heads.
Builds, it's just, you know, if you're going to use a greatsword,
The traits that would make the most sense.
You're gonna want 30 honor no matter what. If you're gonna use a staff, you're gonna want 30 valor no matter what.
Yeah, but explain why though. Okay, well, I'll explain why.
Yeah, explain it.
So, if you're gonna be running pretty much anything that includes, you know, buffing yourself, and pretty much having very, very good survivability, you're gonna want to use Pure Voice. I mean, in World, because people will see that you're a Guardian, they will try to stack conditions on you, and you can use those conditions against them. I know a lot of people, you know, if you look at the 15 in Honor, it's called Selfless Daring. The end of your dodge roll heals nearby allies. This is huge. This is huge for keeping up continued healing and surviving until your next big heal. When I say next big heal, I usually mean Signet Resolve, because that tends to be a very good heal, and it usually heals me for about, you know, at least half of my health. So another thing,
You're gonna want to be an honor too.
right? So another thing that you should be aware if you're gonna run Pure Voice is, what do these conditions convert into when you use your shouts? So the most, and I'll actually link you guys the page.
Message
If you guys
received.
alt tab out, you can look at this page. It tells you what each boon converts into. Probably the most prominent ones, considering that every time, you know, say you got 50, well, you're gonna have 15 in honor because you're gonna have Pure Voice. So considering that your dodge roll heals you for about 1k at level 80, Vigor is going to be a very good, very useful buff to you, right? Because pretty much all your other shouts are going to cover all the other bases, is like protection, regen, that stuff. So anytime someone puts bleeding on you, let them stack bleeding on you, and then convert that to, you can convert that to Vigor. Chilled is another boon, or I'm sorry, another debuff which can be converted to Vigor. Vigor increases, it doubles your endurance regeneration, so you'll get twice as many dodge rolls. And then those dodge rolls, of course, will give you healing, which will sustain you over time and make sure that you don't go down from, say, bleeding or confusion or whatever else is being placed on you. Because, you know, as you guys have probably noticed, conditions are a big deal in World, because a lot of people use them. So taking that and adjusting, knowing, you know, what each condition converts to is really important. It's gonna help you a lot, especially like if you're running Purity, that in the Valor tree, lose a condition every 10 seconds, and you're running the heal skill, which cures a condition every 10 seconds. You can, the conditions that do linger on you, you can convert those accordingly and use them to your advantage.